Kyle Busch spent his entire career making NASCAR impossible to ignore. And now, the sport is facing the one thing nobody ever expected: silence from Rowdy. For years, Kyle was the driver fans reacted to before the race even started. Some cheered him, some booed him, some said he was too aggressive, too blunt, too hard to like. But nobody could say he was boring. Every time he climbed into a race car, there was a feeling that something could happen. A win, a fight, a radio message, a quote that would light up the garage before the weekend was over. That is why the news of his sudden passing at just 41 years old hit NASCAR like a punch to the chest. His family, Richard Childress Racing, and NASCAR confirmed that Kyle had died after being hospitalized with what was described as a severe illness. At the time, no official cause of death had been released. And that unanswered part is what made the entire story feel even heavier. Fans were not just grieving. They were trying to understand how someone who seemed so present in the sport could be gone so fast. In the hours after the announcement, the mood around NASCAR changed completely. The Coca-Cola 600 weekend was supposed to be about speed, strategy, and one of the biggest races of the season. Instead, the garage was left talking in quiet voices about a driver who had shaped 2 decades of stock car racing. Reports later revealed that emergency responders had been called after Kyle experienced serious symptoms the day before he died. Those details raised even more questions, but they still did not give the full answer. And until his family or officials say more, the honest truth is simple. People know the loss is real, but the full story behind it is still not clear. What is clear is the size of what NASCAR lost. Kyle Busch was not just another champion. He was a 2-time Cup Series title winner and the winningest driver across NASCAR's 3 national series, with 234 victories. Those numbers are almost impossible to wrap your head around. They belong to someone who did not just race in NASCAR. He changed the way people watched it. He was called Rowdy for a reason. Kyle drove like every lap mattered, even when it made him unpopular. He leaned into the booze. He accepted the villain role. But somewhere along the way, even people who rooted against him had to respect what they were watching. Because underneath the attitude was rare talent, insane focus, and a hunger to win that never seemed to cool off. One of the defining moments of his career came in 2015. After a brutal crash left him with major injuries, Kyle missed races, came back, and still won the Cup championship that same year. That comeback became part of his identity. Kyle Busch was the guy who got knocked down and returned even stronger. That is what makes this moment so hard for fans to process. He always came back. Until now. Away from the track, there was a side of Kyle that did not always match the loud, fiery image people saw on race day. He was a husband to Samantha, a father to Brexton and Lennox, and someone who used his platform to help families through the Bundle of Joy Fund. Behind the helmet and the headlines was a man with a family, a legacy, and a future that still felt unfinished. Richard Childress Racing's decision to hold the number 8 car for his son Brexton only made the loss feel more emotional. It was not just a tribute to Kyle's career. It was a reminder that his story does not end with a stat sheet. Kyle Busch made NASCAR louder, sharper, and more unpredictable. He gave fans someone to argue about, someone to admire, and someone they could never look away from. And now that Rowdy is gone, the sport feels different. Not quieter because people stopped caring. Quieter because one of its loudest forces is missing.